variables. Yes, student, please tell me what is mean by the literals and variables. Suppose you don't have any doubt, then you can ask, and you don't have any idea about the particular topic, then please say, sir, we don't have any ideas. Please explain. Okay, so there is a communication gap. We will reduce at least. Okay, please tell me. No idea.
Sir, I think
Yes, sir. No idea.
variables are letters or any symbols where we can store values in it.
Okay, okay, okay. Well tried.
So,
Okay. Yes, please.
so literals are already fixed values or values which are already defined, and variables are values which can change with the user.
Okay, good. We will see this parts through an example, so we will learn in better way. Okay, with the diagram manner. So one by one we will learn, and one by one we'll see properly. Okay, so starting from the what is literal? Okay, now please mute yourself. Okay, let me mute. Yes. Whenever you have any doubt, then you can unmute yourself, and then you can ask me any question anytime. Now, the question we have in our mind first, that is, what is a literal? Since a literal means the thing we have in terms of information that is to be stored in some way. So, to take something literally, it is to take it face value. It is something which is known as face value, and literal is also known as face value. And the term in general way, that is a face value, has been transformed into the programming that is name given, that is over here literals. So literals means a sequence of the one or more characters that stands for itself, such as the literal 12. So what do you mean by the literal 12? Okay, this is a sequence of the one or more character, but in this word we have the different kind of the things, that is a literal 12. So literal 12, we can say what is 12 is what? 12 is a sequence of the characters, and those characters recognized from the numerical way. So we have the 12. So we look at numerical value in the Python next. Okay, so we will see this part in next slide. But let us clear more about the proper definition of the literal. Let me clear to once again. A literal is a sequence of one or more character that stands for itself. It is just like a variable. Okay. Now it is little bit different from the variable. So we will see after the definition of the variable. Now let me clear to all once again. Literals mean a sequence of one or more character that stand for it. Now is it clear to all? Is it clear to all? First is a
Yes, sir.
definition. Literal means a
Yes,
sequence of
sir.
the
Yes.
one or
So
more
what
characters.
type of character?
It can, though, since we are talking about the what kind of character, so the character could be alphanumerical, numerical. So we will see in proper way. Okay. So what happened? We have the different kind of the flavor of the literals. So one by one we'll see. But let me clear to all what is mean by the literal. Literals we need to keep in mind. Literal is a sequence of one or more characters that stand for itself, and that is nothing. So in or directly I can say it is a sequence of the one or more character. Suppose I am writing a A. So A itself is literal. I am writing A B C. It is what? It is a sequence of character. It is also a literal. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shall I move ahead to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we have the this concept, that is a numerical literal. What is meant by numerical literal? A numerical literal is nothing which is only the literal containing that contain the digit only 0 to 9, an optional character that is 1 or 2. Okay, so we can say like 1 2, we have the 1 3. So we can say this sequence of the character, those are consisted by the 1 and 3. So we have the 1 3, we have the 1 4, so we have the 1 4, we have the 9 6. Okay, so these are two different kind of the different numerical literal value we have. Okay, characters in terms of numerical we have, and possible the decimal points. So suppose I am writing the 52.57. So zero point 0.7 is been defined, that is what I am just defining the my literal value in form the decimal manner. And I can use for explanation in very well manner in Python. I can use the E, and E stands for the exponential. In the calculator, in the computer system, you have seen this kind of the E character or E symbols. E stands for the exponential. Okay. How I can write? Let me take an example. So here I'm just taking the simple example. Okay, just let me, yes. Since I'm writing A, so this is what A. A is a literal. I'm writing A, B, C. So this is what, this is the sequence of the character. Okay, so this is also literal. Okay, I'm writing the 92. So this is one. This is a sequence of two different numbers. Those are 9 and 2. I'm writing 95.67. So this is what, this is a decimal contained numerical literal. Okay. Okay. So I can write in another way. Like I can type 10 plus E2 E27, something like that value. I'm just writing. It could be very bigger. So I can write any value like this one. So with the help of the exponential or E character, I can represent my value in from the numerical way through the E symbol, that is, or E letter, that is represented by the exponential notation. So if a numerical letter contain decimal point, then okay, we have the example that is a 10.24. As I explained over here, like the 95.67, and this value is represented by the float. Okay, this value represented by the float. And if the value which the numerical literal does not contain any decimal point, then it is represented by only a integer. Okay, I can write in short way int for the integer, because we are understanding numerical integer, so we need to keep in mind right now the two kind of the flavor of the numerical integer. Those are integer, and next one we have float. Okay, so is it clear to all? You can read out over here each and everything, like integer value we have only 10, we have the 10.24, it is a float. Okay, that is a floating point numerical integer. Now it is clear to use.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please, you can ask.
Uh, Sir, actually, like int is a function in Python, right?
My dear, you are jumping the very one or two steps ahead. Okay, let me jump. Let me clear this point before jumping to or before moving the another step. I know you are the master of the Python, but let me take the other student in a simple way so other student can understand in very scratch way. I don't know, you don't know about the letter or no. If you know, then it is good. Yes, integer and payload we have in Python. Those are represented by the function itself. That is true.
Okay, sir. So, like in function, float is not a function, no?
Float we have the function.
Means like int is a function to be used to make a Python understand that it's a number which is coming on without any decimal point.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
floats is not any kind of function, right?
We have actually. We have this. Please, okay, don't worry. We have. Since what happened, I
Okay, sir.
don't know what was the previous we have learned so far, but now just please uh, understand me and please please learn this programming language along with me. So step by step we will learn in proper, because I never used to target to follow the syllabus should be complete. Okay, my aim to student must learn. Okay, my always aim to student must be follow the learning approach rather than the mug up or learn by heart from the approach. Okay, syllabus coverage is not my target. We will cover the syllabus. There is no issue. That is a, but after covering a 20%, 30%, and you are not much comfortable about to explain 5% or 10%, then what is the purpose, what is the objective to learn the 30% syllabus? So we will start from the very beginning part. Okay, I don't know about the how you can start from the integer function, how you will start the float function. So we will learn, but there is a different thing we need to understand variable and literal, since you are the first year. So we need to nail your all the concept in very one by one. Okay, so definitely you will learn on big manner. So this is my aim. We are coming, no problem. Today we will see one by one. So there is no issue.
Excuse me.
So yes.
So, what is an optional sign character, one or two?
Optional sign character represented by that is the, if you now we have the containing digit like 0 to 9. Okay. So what is mean by 0 to 9 means 0, 1, 2, and so on, so up to 9. So numerical literal could be 0 to 9, but an option sign means you can use like 1 ahead of the 0. So it could be 1 0. But if you are using 1 0, so it is a sequence of the numerical value or sequential of the numerical characters. Those are 1 and 0. Suppose I want to write the 49. So there are two different numbers, or there are two different characters of the numbers. Those are 4. Another one is 9. So it is an option which is option written over here for example purpose, nothing else. Okay. Now, is it clear to all what is meant by the numerical letter? Numerical letter can be variabilized or can be categorized the two important parts. One is integer, another is float. Now, this is clear to all.
Sir, can you please explain the exponential notation once?
Okay, exponential notation. Suppose I want to write like this one 0.0000002, something like this. Okay. So this is what this is. This is what? This is a floating point representation. Okay, floating point based value. It has own meaning, and that is represented by the 0.00002. And I can write this value like something 10 plus or e5 or 2 plus e5. So I can write 2 plus e5. Okay, so this is the notation for the exponential way, rather than the 2 to the power e or 10 to the power e. I can write. Okay, so this is a notation you can use a e. Here, the purpose of e symbols means when I'm writing the any value or any information, I am representing the literal value like 10 plus 6e. Suppose I'm writing like this one. So what is the purpose of this e? E stands for the exponential. So this is the concept.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Now shall I move ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now look at the various examples. So I have a table where you can learn from the more about the literal part. Now integer numerical or integer value can be interested by the 5. Okay, 5. Floating point can be interested by the 5.0 like this one. I can write in the Python 5.05, 5.125, 0.05. Just see this example. Like this is decimal. We have the decimal point is inclusive, so we have the floating point value. Okay, is it clear to all about this point?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I can write. I can write 2,500 in integer way, but in the decimal point or in the floating point representation, I can write like this one. Okay, there is no issue. I can use plus symbol to determine that this is a positive value. Same thing I can apply for the negative value, and that is a minus symbol I can use. And same thing we can apply over for the floating point as well. But when you are looking for this part, that is the incorrect we have over here. So now, can anyone just give me why this value is incorrect?
So
There
because
is a
of the
comma.
comma.
Because commas
Comma has come in between.
don't use it.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Because we are using the comma, and comma is not a part of the representing the numerical literal or numerical values. So that's why we can't use this one. We can correct how we can correct. We can correct like 5,000 dot or 0.125. Okay, this is the point. Same thing we have over here in the integer. We can't write integer value, integer literal, followed by the comma. We can't use. Same thing we can't do. So all these are the incorrect value which is taken from the integer and floating point values in this table. Now, is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And before my class, did you understand all this concept?
Yes, sir.
Or have you gone through this kind of program or concept?
No, sir.
No, sir.
I think few students are saying yes, or few are no. I think there is confusion to avoid such kind of confusion. So that's why I'm here. Okay. So this is clear to all. What is mean by the numerical literal?
Yes, sir.
Can I
Yes,
move
sir.
ahead?
Yes, sir.
No,
Yes,
no
sir.
doubt. If you don't have any doubt, then I can move ahead. If you have any doubt, then you can ask me.
No, sir.
Okay, so I'm just going to the my next step. String literal. So what do you mean by the string literal? Okay, you can see numerical literal or numerical values are only the literal value that is the programming we can use. But string literals means we have the string. So what do you mean by the string? Let me clear to all once again. What do you mean by the string? But before jumping the string, let me clear to more about the what do you mean by the character. Can anyone just give me an idea what do you mean by the characters? Yes, please tell me. Yes, please tell me what do you mean by the character?
The English alphabets are called the characters.
Okay, and
Alphabets or numeric values in
okay,
single.
good.
English alphabet is called character.
Okay. Since we are talking about the character, so it represented by the only it is there's no guarantee, but it mostly represented by the only alphabets only. But if I'm writing, suppose I'm writing A B C, so you will say, sir, it is a completely string. But I'm writing the A B 2020. So now is it a string?
No, sir.
It is a string.
No,
Is
sir.
it also a string, my dear students? Since character could be in any form, in numbers way, in alphabets way, or any special symbols. Okay, like at the rate, hash, and so on. So I'm writing any character like at the rate. So this is also character, but it's a special character. Okay, so character categorized into the various way. Okay, before jumping to the next slide, just let me clear more about this part so you can understand in very well manner. Uh, just we were on the literal. So just let me enter some part over here. Now, let me give more detail about the character. So I don't want any kind of confusion from your kind of the students. Characters. Characters are categorized into the various way, like numbers. Can I say this is also characters in computer system? And it ranges from the 0 to 9. Can I write?
No, sir.
Why?
Yes, sir.
Sir, it is correct, no? Sir, it is correct.
I'm asking a number is a character in the computer system?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, since please keep in mind all these words. Numbers are the part of the character. Okay, but if I just want to represent these numbers or this information as a literal, so that is represented in the form of the integer or float. So this number is a part of the characters. Okay, so please keep in mind. Alphabet definitely A to Z, or in capital I can write A to Z. Other than all these kind of the two different characters, we have the special character, and those are recognized by your various kind of the character. Special characters we have special characters. Those are at the rate, hash, exclamatory, tilde. Okay, there's a tilde symbol which is just associated with the just very downside of the escape key, and we have the comma, we have a double quote. Okay, and we have the dollar, we have the percentage symbol. So these are what? These are the special characters, and this is a ampersand. Okay, so these are the special characters. So characters are in very variety in the computer system. Now, when talking about the string, well, truly speaking, what is mean by the string? String definition is an easy way you can find in anywhere. String is where means a sequence of a sequence of
Characters.
yeah, absolutely right. Thank you. How did you know?
So I've learned about them in C++.
Okay, thank you. The same definition we are inspiring from the C++ programming, and same concept we have, that is C and C++. String means a sequence of characters. Okay. A student told me, sir, I just want to write the string, then you can write your name like Ram, you can take. Okay, so RAM, these are the different sequence of characters we have. RAM, three different letters we have, three different alphabets we have. But if I want to write the string, any example like RAM123, this is also a string actually. And this string is consisted by the alphabets and numbers. So a string can contain alphabets and numbers, and this part is known as the. Can anyone just give me idea what is this part is known as?
Alphanumeric.
Absolutely right. Thank you. This part is known as alphanumeric. And this is a basic part for the programming. And if you are not aware about such part, definitely the learning Python is there is no mean. Okay, so before learning Python any language, you are required to understand all such thing, my dear students. So this is known as alphanumeric. So alphanumeric is also kind of the string. Okay, please remember this word in your mind always. Now is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Suppose you are writing your email ID. Okay, I'm writing email ID like xyz@xyz.com. Now in this string we have the two different symbols. One is this dot operator, another one is at the rate. So in this string is composed by the special characters as well. Okay, so this is also example of the string. So we can't say this is not a string, this is a string, but this string contains by the special characters. Now is it clear to all, my dear students? Please tell me, is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
if you have any doubt, then you can ask me. No doubt.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Like the example you gave, RAM123, it's a alphanumeric character, and the sir, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Please continue.
Okay, so the definition you gave that it's about the numbers, that it's a part of the character.
Yeah.
So what if we may use the numeric thing before the alphabet? Is that fine?
Yes.
Hello.
Okay. Yes, I'm listening. Please continue.
Yeah. So that was my question. Like, is it still valid if we use numeric before alphabet?
No, basically for defining the literal, there's some rules. Since while learning any programming language, then this is the good question you are asking me. Suppose I'm taking, I was okay. Just let me choose a different color for your pattern, and then you can understand. Black color. Now, instead of RAM 1, 2, 3, I'm using 1, 2, 3 RAM. Okay. So this can't be a string. This is basically this is an example of a string, but this is not a valid string. Okay. When talking about the invalid valid string, then you can say this is an example of the string, but this is not valid string for defining any literal. Please remember this word. Okay. For defining a literal, this is not valid string. Why? Because your first character must be alphabet for defining the string or by using a string literal. This is the point. So
Okay, sir.
this is not a valid string. So there are some rules while defining the variable or while using the literal. Then we must be aware about all those points. Is it valid or it is invalid? So this is invalid actually. And thank you for
Okay,
asking this
sir.
question. Thank you for asking this question.
Thank you, sir.
Now, okay, in this slide, is it clear to all? Then I can move ahead.
Yes, sir. You can move
Yes,
ahead.
sir.
Okay. So from the same concept, we can inspire from the string. So string literal, we have the example. In single code, I'm using the hello. Within saying in double code, I'm writing the Sihor VIT Bhopal. Okay, so I can code my string literal through the various example like hello. Within saying another example, I'm using the Sihor. Okay, so I'm using the special symbol as well like comma. You can see and double quote symbol. So I'm using the comma, and double quote, single quote. Okay, these are the symbol I'm using for defining my string. In Python, a string literal may be delimited surrounded by a matching pair, that is single quote. You can use single quote or you can use a double quote. Okay. So string must be contain all of the one line except one delimited by triple quote. We will discuss this point triple quote. And did you understand what is mean by the triple quote? Have you ever tried?
No, sir.
Okay, this triple quote basically
Sir,
used.
I think,
Yes, please.
sir, I think it is used to divide paragraphs.
It is divided. Okay, we can use, but it is represented by the comment part. Okay, so when we need to make a multiple line in form of the comment, then we can use a triple quotes. Okay, and that part we will see into the coming classes. But right now we need to look for only the single quote and double quote for in the our string letter. Now, is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
So, is it necessary to explain to all this programming statement like print welcome to Python if I'm writing? So the answer will be over here. Now, any student from this 60 students, okay, right now how many students we have? We have 56 students. So from these 56 students, please tell me you have any doubt and you can ask about basic programming of the Python.
No, sir.
So, do you, if you want the practical of this line or this print welcome to Python, I can show you. But if you don't want, then I can skip. Just tell me.
So you can show. I think that will be good.
Okay. So, which tool you have used previously?
PyCharm.
So
Py.
options to use.
Okay. So this time I am just showing my example over the Jupyter notebook, and we will follow Jupyter notebook. So we will learn properly. So my Jupyter notebook path to all you.
So we can also follow spider.
You can also follow spider, but while learning the spider, if you have any doubt, then you can ask me. So at the time to simultaneously ID I can't use. Okay, so we will take only the one ID. I can use, but right now it waste our time because of limited time here. Okay.
Okay, sir.
You can use at your level at your home, but whenever you have a doubt, then you can give me the problem and we will discuss during the class or after the class. No problem. Now, is it clear to all? Okay,
Yes.
is this or and this screen is visible to all?
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now I'm using the Jupyter. Okay, so from this point, what I need to do, I need to the new Python 3. This is how you can start the Jupyter notebook. And first, you need to install the Anaconda, and from where you need to search from the type search here. Okay, from type here to search, you can type the Jupyter, and then this screen will be open, and this screen will be opened into your default web browser. It could be Mozilla, it could be Microsoft Edge, or it could be Google Chrome. So it depends upon your operating system which support the default web browser. Right now, I'm using the Chrome for explaining all these parts. So for writing the first program, what we need to do, we need to go to the new in Python 3. Now, is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and here I want to tell you the more important part over here. Since I've already certified so many courses from the Coursera, now you can see over here the card detection for the automated. All these codes are written into the Python language. So okay, so these are the various courses. I have so many courses, but right now I just need to explain only the Python for basic which is necessary. Now, what was the code? Code was very easy. What?
Hello.
Okay, what was the code? Can anyone give me? Welcome to Python. Okay. Yes, this was our code. It is visible to all. Is it visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Yes, sir.
Just 1 second. Now it is clear visible to all. I have just maximized the part of the browser. Now print welcome to Python. It is clear to all. What I need to? I need to click on the run button. Okay, is it visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
after
Yes, sir.
clicking, okay, after clicking on this run button, the code will be executed internally through the Python interpreter, and it will source an output over here that is welcome to the Python, which is written over here into the single code, and this is what this is a string literal. I can write anything like over here print here, and I can write same thing into double quote, but I'm writing the another string literal. I can like write hello students, welcome to my class, welcome to my class, and that is CSE 1021, and that is a Python programming. Okay, so Python programming. I have typed the statement over here. Now it is visible to all.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
if I need to run or execute this command, this syntax, then just click on the run once again. Then you will see the output over here into the Jupyter notebook. That is a hello student, welcome to my class CSE 1021 Python programming. This is what I use. I use the string literal. And now in this string consisted by the numbers as well, special symbol like the comma. Okay, and a string literal is just quoted by the single quote or double quoted, or we can say it is enclosed by the single quote or double quote. So I'm using the double quote over here, and from previous example I have used only the single quote. Okay, same thing you can apply in any. Now, is it clear to all? Then shall I move to my next slide? If it is,
Yes, sir.
clear to all? Okay, so I'm just jumping to my next slide. Are you getting something over here or just passing my time?
Getting, sir.
Okay.
Sir, we are getting.
So, okay, thank you. And now this PPT is visible to all.
Yes, sir. It is
Yes,
visible.
sir.
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm switching from the PPT to the Jupyter notebook, so it will take some time. So that's why I'm asking once again. So now I'm just changing my slide. Now. Who is this African students? Very interesting song is playing by the African students. I don't know. Okay. Next point we have over here, control characters. Control character or special character, you have to read all the statement very carefully, and it will help you to understand Python programming in very well manner. Control character. Control characters are a special character that are not displayed on the screen. Okay. So these are the special character, so which will not be displayed by our output. Okay. And so these control characters are so recognized as a escape character. Escape character. Escape character. So these are the special character or escape character. So I can say it has own different meanings by which we can learn. Okay. Now I'm just reading the few points for betterment. Rather, they control display the output among other things. Control characters do not have a corresponding keyboard character. Therefore, they are represented by the combination of characters. They are combination of the characters called escape sequence or escape character. Please remember this word for the examination purpose and notes purpose or quiz purpose. I will take your quiz anytime. So, but one day today before I will inform. So, and sequence escape sequence I can explain is begin with an escape character. So now what is the escape character? Now let us understand why one. These are the basically represented by the backslash. Okay. So if I'm using backslash n, So this is the sequence of the two special one, backslash, and other is alphabet, that is N. It has own meaning. This defines that whatever we want to write into a new line, so before the any paragraph or before any statement or line we are using this skip sequence or this skip character especially, then the ahead part of next part of this skip sequence will come from the next line. We have the slash t. Okay, this is what tab. So limited space we need to want to have then 8 spaces. So rather than putting the 8 times space again by the backspace key, it is better idea to use the tab. It is a better idea to use slash t. Okay, backslash t. So this is an example of the control character. I think into the C++ or C you have already studied, but in the Python we have also using the control character of escape sequence. Now, any doubt here you are facing, then you can ask me.
Please repeat backslash t.
Backslash t, suppose here I am typing the A, B, C, and M and O. Okay, this is your two different words I have here. ABC is your first name and MNO is the last name. In this, we can use the one blank space. There is no issue. Okay, you can use. You can use, and but I want the use eight spaces. So what I can use, I can do ABC, and 8 times I will use the backspace. Backspace means blank space. Okay, not backspace. Sorry, blank space. Your space keyword I will use press 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. Then I will write the MN. Rather than the typing these things, I can do the simple. I can use simple way ABC, or I can press the tab key over here. This is another option. I can use the tab key, and I can use the MNO. But while printing the or displaying the output of this code, the output will display ABC, and then one space and then MNO. So depends on the interpreter, and if it is giving this kind of output, so where is the other blank spaces we have inserted? So this is a big problem. So it is better idea to use ABC slash t or MN. This is the thing. Okay, so this is the example of the system. Okay, we will see through the example, then you will learn. Okay. Now, please tell me, you have any doubt over here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, like this one. Let me take this example, then you can understand very well. Print function is used to print the information whatever passed over here. So Birendra is my first name, and then Singh Pushpa is my middle name and third name. Then,
Sir,
yes,
sir, slash n and slash t are different, bro.
slash and
slash t.
yes, this is the slash and which is used for a new line. Okay, let me explain. Okay, let me explain more. And slash t basically used to space.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, we will see through an example, then you will learn. Okay, no problem, my dear students. Now, print Birendra. If I'm not using this one, then what happened? My name is printed like Birendra Singh Pushpa only into the continuous way. Okay. What I want to print my second name and third last name as the next line, then I need to use this escape sequence character, that is slash n, by which I can display its ahead part or next part or after writing part of the slash n that will come into the new line. So that is a Viren. So Viren will come on the first line, and from the second line onward I have my continuous string, that will string. Suppose I am using in between here slash n again. Then what happened? My first name will come over here, and the next name, my second middle name will come thing, and third name, last name will come to the. Okay, this is the part. Now is it clear to all about the escape sequence?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So let us explain through an example. Let us understand through an example. Okay. So I'm just going to the my this part. Now, please tell me, this Jupyter notebook screen is visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So whatever I have written in here, just print. Okay, I'm just writing my name. Okay, I'm not writing my name. Any student who want to print his or her name, then you can speak. Yes, you skip. Speak.
Sir, Abhinav Goyal.
Okay, Abhinav Goyal. Abhinav, what is the full name? Abhinav Goyal. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Abhinav Goyal. So I'm writing here the Abhinav Goyal. Okay. So if I print this name, then what will be the output? Simple, Abhinav Goyal. So what is the purpose of the escape sequence? I can write print Abhinav slash n, then uh, Goyal. I can write. Then if I run this code, then you will see Abhinav will come into the first line, and after this escape sequence operator, Goyal, okay, will come from the next line. Is it clear to all?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so have you ever seen this kind of example?
No, sir.
No.
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Okay, again, few students say yes or no. So this is a better idea. So why we can through the practical as well. Now, is it clear to all? With the practical you are learning.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. And I will share this exercise through the notes from the Google Classroom. So from where you can collect, you just copy and paste and try to run all these command, all the syntaxes on your Jupyter notebook. So definitely you will learn, and just in between you will change the different value and see what is the output. Now, next I want to speaking about the yes, speak.
How can we
Sir,
print
please give
if we
example of
want?
slash t also.
Google from the Google Classroom, I will share all the notes in the PDF format. I'm also requesting again to all the students, please join the Google Classroom where you can get the lots of the detail, lots of the notes from this course. I'm just already dropped the 3 to 4 time message to again. Please do not lazy, do not become the lazy. Join this again. So somehow I wait approx today morning. So approx 32 students, 32 students have been joined. So thereafter I just drop the notes.
Sir,
Now, yes.
how can we print if we want Abhinav slash n Goyal?
If you want to print, especially you want to print slash n as well. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then what happen? You can use like this one. Okay. So now see.
Please write the code of Google Classroom in chat box, sir.
Google, no, I'm not writing. Actually, I'm just using the Jupyter Notebook ID. Now, see, this is Jupyter Untitled. This is
There's
my.
no code, bro. You can directly enter by clicking on the link.
Okay, if you have any doubt, then you can ask me by phone call, so I will explain very well. Okay, so now let us understand all this concept. Okay, so use the utilizer class timing. Okay. Now, is it clear to all? The question he asks, sir, I want to print the slash and especially, then you can use the this one. So, what does it mean? This is a escape sequence symbol by which I just want to print this. So I have printed. Okay. Now, I was on the next question. That is, I want to print Abhinav and slash t, and I can use Goel. So you can see the output. Now see, there's a big spaces we have over here. Rather than the putting again manually space using the space bar. That's why I'm taking. Okay, that's why I'm speaking again, sir. Now is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay. One thing I want to tell you here. You can use hash symbol in Jupyter Notebook to represent your code as a comment. So here, what we have the string literal example. Here we have what we have. We have the escape. Okay.
Escape sequence.
Okay. I just write the here this example. Okay. In simple way, no problem. You can understand. Okay. Here I can say. Yes, I can. Here I can write escape sequence. Okay, next, what we have? We have the slash t. So that is we have the slash t. Slash t used for the more spaces. Okay. Is it clear to all right now? So far we have seen.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
okay. Now I'm just moving to the my slide once again, and you don't have no doubt right now from the numerical literal or string literal. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is the is this approach good?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now shall I move ahead?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
okay. So here, okay, after learning from the literal, we have the question, what is a variable? So variable basically is a name of, or we can say it is identifier. Now, what is identifier? We will see in broad way. But let me understand what is meant by the variable. And let me explore about the variable. A variable is a name or that is an identifier. Why it identifier? Because from the particular variable names or identifier that represent the some information. So because that is associated with the value, that could be anything like string or character value, string value, or any number value. And if you're talking about number, then the number could be decimal or non-decimal. Let us take an example of this number. Number is what? Number is our variable. Okay, number is a variable in which 10 is stored. So a variable can be assigned different values during the program execution. Hence, the name variable, wherever variable appears in a program except the left hand side. Please keep in mind the word variable is always come the left hand side, and the value you want to store in such a variable that must be always coming to the right hand side. Okay, this is a point you need to keep in mind. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you repeat
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, here I'm saying if you want to define a variable, then please keep in mind variable is just like you are taking a variable a. So a is equal to 10, you are writing. Okay, a is equal to 10, you are writing. So this is what 10 is a value which is assigned to the a variable, and a variable that is always come to the left hand side, and the value which is to be stored into the variable will always come to the right hand side. This is the my. Now is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Variable always must be returned or used at the left hand side, and the value you want to store that means come to the right hand side. Now is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here we have the okay, this is theoretical part. So right now I'm just explaining simple ways, and you can do. Now come to the point. Tell me, the student, what is used by the equal operator or assignment operator? Do you have any idea about the equal operator or assignment operator?
No, sir. No, sir.
No, sir.
The assignment operator is just one is equal to symbol where one variable is given a value, and then equal operator is is equal to, wherein you equate the value. Like for example, if you're giving x is equal to 10, in maths we write x is equal to 10, but in this computers we write x is equal to 10, wherein you're equating the value, you're not assigning it alone.
Okay, this is a good point. So we have the 2 or 3 slides. So rather than the explaining more about the 2 and 3 slides, so I just need to explain only the simple example. Then you will understand each and every concept in simple way. Okay. So I'm just coming to the here. Now, suppose I am taking a variable a is equal to 10, or a is equal to 10 and b equal to 20. Okay. Can I take?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now, here we are here I am saying the two different operator. One is equal to, and here I am saying the another operator which is known as the assignment operator. Here the concept must be clear to all once again. Here, what is A and what is a B?
They are variables.
Variables.
Okay, good. These are the two different variables. Good. Okay, good. And now what is the A and 10? Sorry, 20 and
Values of variable.
okay, these are the
Values.
these are the values. Okay, good. Okay, thank you. You are going to right direction, so I'm just happy. Now you can see the A is equal to 10 means A equal to 10 means here 10 value is assigned to A. Okay, am I right? A is variable which is holding the 10 values, and that is we can say 10 value is assigned to A. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Or any doubt over here? Any doubt you can ask me? A 10 is a value which is assigned to A. So 10 is a value which is assigned to A. Okay, I'm just write here to assigned to A. Now is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
So we can say assignment operator will be this. Okay, this simple. For what is it equal to? So what do you mean by the equal to? Equal to basically is a special operator, or this is known as a relational operator or comparison operator, when we need to compare two different values of the variable, then we use the equal to operators, just like A is equal to B. So this is a equal to operator which is used to compare.
Sir, it checks whether A is equal to B or not.
Yes, definitely. I'm saying if A is equal to B, so these are equal to operators when you have to use assignment operator 2 times. Okay, so this is the point you need to keep in mind. So while speaking into the programming language, you are saying sir, A equal to 10, that you are saying wrong. A is equal to 10, we are not using this trend. We can say we are assigning 10 values to A. So while defining the variable, or while declaring the variable, or while assigning a value to the variable, then we always use assignment operator rather than equal to operator. Okay, please keep in mind this word. Now is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt? Any student who is just having any doubt over here, then you can ask me.
No, sir.
So it is very simple concept. So I can skip all these unnecessary points, so you can understand. So in summary, I can say for this slide, as we know, A just or 10 is assigned to A or B is assigned to B, or normally way or in general way I can say A is having the 10 value and B is having the 20 value. Suppose I can say this is A. C is a new variable and which is assigning the value which is holded by holding or held by the 10. Also we can say the A is holding 10 value, or the value which is holding by A to assign C. Now what will be the value of C?
10.
10.
Why?
10.
Why? Because A is holding its previous value, that is the 10. So same value which is to be assigned to the C as well. Same thing you can understand this example. Now number is a variable which is holding by the 10 value, and after increment the some value like number equal to num plus 1. So what I'm doing? First it will increase by one value, that will be the 11, and then is to be assigned to the number. So when you're talking about this kind of expression num is equal to num plus 1, then right hand side part will execute first and then assign. Okay, and that part we will learn into the expression or expression calculation part. So when the right part to be executed, or when the left part executed. Okay, so this is the point you need to keep in mind. First it will add by 1 and then assign to the num. This is the point you need to keep in mind. And suppose I use another variable like no, yes, this part. Now number is equal to 10. I'm already holding. K is equal to, I'm using K equal to, or we can say sorry, K is assigned to num, or num is assigned to K. So whatever value which is holding by this number value, that is 10, that is also to be assigned to the K. So we can say both number variable or K variable holding the same value. So this is the before part and this is the after part. And this is the theoretical part I have written for the nodes purpose, so I am not describing in more way, but through the example I have already explained. Now, do you have any doubt over here? Then you can ask me.
Sir,
Yes, please.
Sir, can you please explain the double equal to sign one more time?
Okay.
Sir, double equal to. Sir, I mean equal to equal symbol two times. Sir, in the previous slide.
Yes, this one.
Yes, sir. A equal to B.
Okay. Now tell me, my dear students, how many? Okay, I'm just explaining through different color, then you will understand. Now, as we know, the values are given. A is equal to 10, also not equal to. A is 10 and B is 20, and C is equal to 40, and D is equal to 30. Now, all these values are assigned to its respectively variable. Please understand my words properly. All these values assigned to the respective variables. So A, B, C, D, all these are what? All these are the variables. Okay. All these are what? These are the values. These are the values. Now, am I right? You have any doubt? Then you can ask me.
No, sir. No, sir.
Suppose I have another variable, that is f. What value you want to assign to the f? Please tell me what value you want to assign to the f?
50.
Sir, 5.
Okay, 5. So you have to write like f, only assignment operator is assignment operator, and you have to write the value on the right hand side, that is to be assigned to the left hand side variable, that is f. You can take f is equal to, sorry, f like this one. Okay, so assignment will be functionized by the right to left only. So this is a direction you have to keep in mind. This direction is not possible, and this is the compilation of, sorry, this is the violence rule of the using the defining variable, or using the, or assigning the value to the variable. This is the violence of the rule. So we can't use it. But the question comes are equal to, when we can use it. Suppose I'm using A equal to B. Is this correct?
Yes, sir.
How it is correct? Because
No, sir.
because A is equal to, A is 10, and we are looking for this kind of thing. It means we are comparing two different values. A is equal to 20. No, these two different values are, so definitely the answer will be in form of the false way. So answer will be into the false.
Yes, sir.
Okay, answer will be false. So this is equal to operator. Equal to operator means we need to compare two different values. It could be represented by values, it could be represented by the variable. So when we need to compare two different values or variables, because variable is a part of the programming which is to be holding by the some information or value. So like the by the variable, by the values, we can compare. So it will result the false. So this is the, it means this is a wrong value. Both our values are not equal. So this will give the false. It means these two values are not equal. Now is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now is it
Yes,
clear
sir.
to all? Now is it clear to all? Then can I move ahead?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
okay. So this is the theoretical part I am skipping because we have already discussed. Now, this is a very interesting command by which you need to know so what kind of the variable we are using. Okay. So let me explain through the example, then you will understand. I will share my this slide. I think it is not visible so far. Have you heard about the ID function? ID function only?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No,
Oh,
sir.
No,
no
sir.
problem.
No,
No,
sir.
no, no problem. No problem. I am here. I will help you. What we are doing, whatever we are seeing over the PPT, then we will learn from that part only. So definitely, this is a learning approach. Okay. So I'm using numbers equal to 10. Can I use? Okay, can I use? I'm using assigning. I'm assigning the 10 value to the num. Can I say?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
If I want to print this num, I can print without any doubt. Like this one, I can print. So it will print the 10. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. And if I'm using num is equal to 50, and I want to print like this one, I can print now. See, values value is and comma, that is a num. So what does it mean? The function of this means this is the constant value, the string literal that is to be printed as it is, where the value is, and with the so comma we defined that the which is next value by which we are using, that is 50 to be associated over here. Now output will be the like this. Okay, so this is the expansion of the print function. So we have the its constant part, we have the some format of the string. So we will see format of the print function. We will see in the coming classes, but let me clear to all. If you want to print like this, then you can print. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Now question was here, sir, what is the type of this variable? Like it is integer, it is float, or it is anything. So there is a function that is ID, and we need to pass only num. Then we can run this command. Then it will give the its memory location. Okay. So this gives the memory location. ID means identification. Okay. Memory, it gives us some memory location because variable whatever we have, whatever we are using, that is stored into somewhere else. Okay. Am I right? The variable we are using, that is stored in somewhere else, because variable is required to some memory or some memory that is to be stored some information in somewhere else, and that is what, that is a memory location address, and that by which ID command we can get it. But now question comes, so what is this type? We have the type now. So through this type function we can see what is type of this. This is integer type. Now is it clear to all? Now is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
suppose
sir.
suppose I am taking another variable abc is equal to 123.45, and I want to print this abc. I can print without any problem like this one, and definitely you are the master of this Python right now. So far we have learned. Now If I print the type function, now I can see first, let me, its memory location. What is its memory location? So I can see through the ID function. Now see, this is a memory location value. Okay. Now number is having own different memory locations. Okay. It is system generated, so it is not in user end, not in my hand, not user end. Okay. Now what is its type? I can see what is its type. We can see it's float. Now am I right? ABC is 23 point something like, so it is float because numeral and literal have the two different values, integer, float. So float is represented by when we have the decimal point, am I right? Or integer where we don't have the floating point. So now you can see these outputs. Now is it visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting something from here, from the practical way?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, so far till this commands we have used flow, ID and type. If you have any doubt, then you can ask me. You have any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, so now I'm just going back to my slide with help you to explore more about the Python. Yes, please tell me, is it visible to all?
Yes, sir. It is
Yes,
visible.
sir.
Okay. So point, what the point was the summary purpose we have over is number, we have the variable and k is again a variable. These two variable are associated with the same literal value. What are same literal value? That is numerical. And under this numerical, both are belong to only the integer. Okay. But both each and every variable have different unique its identification number, so that is represented by the id command. So now you can see if you are using the number variable and it has its memory location like this one, and now k is again variable which is represented by this one, but here both are having the same. So why it is giving the same value? Because why? Because what we have used, we have assigned. Okay, so we have used the assign. Number is equal to k, also k is equal to number. But suppose we are using number is equal to 10, then k is equal to 20, and if you try to print idk, so its value will be different. But what we have done into the previous slide, now see, k is equal to k number is assigned to the k. So same memory location to be associated by the num, which is also to be assigned by the k itself only. So this is the point you need to keep in mind. This is 20, we have taken, no problem, different. But we have the same thing. What we have done, number equal to, sorry, k is, number is assigned to k. So same we have over here. This is the main reason you have to keep in mind. Now any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Because
No, sir.
here we are not using any different value. Okay, we are not assigning any different value. Okay, let me explain. Let me ask you some question. Suppose I'm using num is equal to 50. Okay, and k is equal to 50. Please keep in mind all these words. If I'm using id num and id equal to, so id k. So now tell me both id or both unique memory location number value will be same or different?
Same.
Same,
No,
sir.
no. Because we are using the different variables which are holding by the different same values, but we are not using. Now let me explain through the example so you can understand. That's what I'm saying. Okay, just explain. Let me explain by a simple example. Suppose your name is suppose your name is Neha. Okay, and your friend name is also Neha, but both are having the same. Both are having the same surname, but both belong to the different DNA. This is the point you need to keep in mind. Okay, am I right? Letting me know. We have the two.
Yes.
Okay, we have the two students. Both belong to the Neha name. Both surname are also same, but both belong to two different DNA. Now, is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
but in our class there is only the Neha student, Neha Sharma student, and I'm just planning to make the clone of the Neha Sharma. Then definitely the DNA structure both will be same. This is the point. Okay, this is the point. Is it clear to all, or should I explain through an example with practical? Now, is it visible to all screen? Screen is visible to all?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. X is a variable. Tell me any value.
3.
30.
3. Okay. Y is another variable. That is 3. Okay. Now, int x and print y. If I run, then you will see both x and y value, that is 3. Okay. Now ID x, that is something like over here. Now ID y. Okay. So that is also same because we are using the same value. Okay. But I've changed something over here 30. Now you will see 3 and again rerun, then you will see it's different. Because what happened, they belong to the same literal at the previous case. That was a 3. But here we have the different numerical literal value. Okay. Now this example is clear to all. Student, please tell me because the time is running fast.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Keep in mind when we have the same literal, so it will represent the same different unique memory location, but it does not have, then it will represent the different. So I'm again moving to my example. So I'm stopping this part and I'm just moving to the another example.
ID will
Yes, hello, who is?
Sir, I'm asking that for every number the ID will be generated is different.
Every number, yes, of course. That is the name over here, the ID. So ID is function which produces a unique number identifying a specific value. Please read the last point that is into the bold manner. In every value, whatever which is to be generated by our variable or which is to be assigned to the variable, it represented by the unique memory locations. So that's why we have to point. And ID is what? ID is a function which represents the memory location of the value. Okay, which represents the memory location of the value.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes, please, you can ask.
Sir, here num equal to 50 and k equal to 50, and you have said ID will be different. But in previous example, we took x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 3, but the ID was same.
ID was same because now keep in mind the both are associated same literal value, that is 3. Because x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 3. So what happened if the literal value are the same, then they belong to the same ID value. But if they have the different value like x is equal to 15 and y is equal to 16. So these two different value, these both are belong to the numerical value, numeric entity value, but they belong to the different. So their ID value, their memory location will be the different. This is my point.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So if you are using the same command like ID num, then you will you will understand the answer must be different, but no, because both number and k having the same ID value, that is same value, that is 10. Okay, this is my point. Now this part is clear to all. If the same literal value we have, then definitely the memory location will be the same. This is my point from how we can get to the ID. Now, is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, any doubt? No doubt? Then can I move ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now the very most interesting part a student asked me, sir, variable assignment, keyboard input. So of course, variable assignment part we already discussed. Okay. So how to assign the variable. Now name is equal to input. Input is what? Input is our function. Let me clear to all. Input is our function by which we can take the input. Okay, so I'm just using the command over here. Name is equal to, name is what? Name is my variable. Okay, name is my variable. Input is my function. Okay, and what is the first name? So I will take the input through the input function. So the message will be displayed over here. What is the first name? And I will put the message over here, that is my name, and I will press the enter. So it will store to the name. Now you all have used this command. You all let me know. Did you all use this command?
No, sir.
How many students use this command or this function to take the input from the keyboard? No one?
Yes, sir. No one.
Okay, no one. So today we have the most interesting part. So I think it's a better idea to let's explain the theoretical part in, within 2 minutes. Then you will understand rest of the part. So we will use the input function, and here I'm using this part. Okay. So what we are saying, please see, understand. Line variable I'm using, I'm taking the input, and which is to be stored into the, and through the int function. A student asked me int function, include function. Okay. So I'm using this part. It is better idea to explain through the practical way, then you will understand. So I'm stopping this part. Okay, I'm explaining practical part in simple way. Now, what do you want to enter? Please tell me. What do you want to print first? Yes. Please tell me what do you want to print. Okay, please tell me. Please tell me.
Any random name.
Okay, any random name. Okay, study of input function. So I'm making this statement as a comment. So I have to choose the hashing. Now, that's the beauty of the Python. You need to keep in mind. I'm writing in the comment section. No explicit required to define variable. Okay, data type of a variable. Okay, we are not required to define any explicit data type of the variable like integer a, integer b, float a, float b, character a, character b, like C and C++ in Python. Okay, so variable in Python. So first I need to take a variable like name. You can take any variable like n. So I'm taking n variable. So I'm using the first variable input. So what I need to do, I need to give a message to my input box, that is a enter your name. Okay, enter your name. So okay, this is my style. I can use anything like this one. So it's up to you. So it's only the designing pattern. I can use arrow symbol, no problem. I can take input. Okay. After taking the input, my name must be printed. So what I need to just print n. Okay. Can I run this program right now, or you have any doubt from these code? Then you can ask me. Yes, please tell me. Yes, please tell me. We have the 5 minutes.
No,
Please.
no, sir, no doubt.
No doubt. Okay, I'm running. So enter your name. It's asking my name, so I can type over here any name, but I'm writing any simple name. The Golu. So Golu is I'm typing over here any random name. So while typing the Golu, so it is string. So it just goes to its input variable n, and after printing the n, so it will print the n. Okay. I can modify more. Okay, I can write code my like this one. So it again I will run. Now you will see. I can say like this one. So I have taken as a name inform the string. So n will be automatically inform the string. If I take the input as an integer, so it will n will be automatically become the integer. So I will take input like Benazine. So now, sorry, I need to press enter. After pressing the enter, So my name is as a string which like the constant to be printed, and then n is just holding the input variable, input data, that is printed to printed over here. Now is it clear to all? If I need to see
Yes,
its
sir.
type, if I need to see its type, so what is the type of this one? So I can see it's a str. Str stands for the string. Now am I right? Now any doubt students over here, then you can ask me please. Yes, student, please tell me. Any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. Suppose suppose you want to add 2 or 3 numbers, then can you solve this question? Suppose if I will give you this kind of exercise, please add 2 numbers, then you can solve it. Can you solve it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can anyone? Can any student just give me an idea how you can solve it?
Sir, we will input the value of num1, num2, and num3.
Okay. According to you, I'm just writing the code. So add 2 numbers. We are writing the first program in Python with simple manner. Add 2 numbers. First variable I'm taking x. So x I can take from the keyboard is but I will take the input from the keyboard. Okay.
Yes,
Simple program I can take like x is equal to 10 is equal to 30, and that is another variable which just add 2 different value, and after the printing that I can see it will print the 40. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any doubt in the code, then you can ask me.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, while when we give a command of adding, we will always write hashtag add 2 numbers or hashtag add 3
No,
numbers.
my dear friends. What
We have
happened?
only selected the topic.
This is a comment. Okay, this is a comment like this
Okay,
one.
sir. Okay, sure.
This is a comment like adding 2 numbers. Okay, nothing. This is a comment. Okay, like in C and C++ we have to use in the C what we need to use. Now tell
Double
me.
slash.
Okay.
/and.
Yes, of course. Now see, comment part will not be executed at any cost. Now same code I'm writing. Through the keyboard input. Okay. So first, let me write add to number by taking input from keyboard. Now it is better idea. Okay. So same thing I can write x is equal to, I can update x in no problem. X is what? X is, so I can use input.
Input
So,
num1.
Yeah, first number. Okay,
Num1.
First number. Whatever you want to, you can write. No. And what is y is equal to input.
Second.
Let me just do here, and you can input second number.
So we have to
Yeah.
put int in front of input, right?
Yes, of course. Input is a function. Input is a
For
function.
input, we have to put int function also, no? So
No. I was coming on that part. I'm coming on that. Please, that's why I'm saying here we have the few doubts we will clear. So please let me clear one. Okay. Now z equal to x plus y, and after printing z. So now z. So first I will take 12, and after I will take 34. So now this is the drawback I need to explain over here. What was the drawback? Why it is not the 46?
because it has taken the first number and second number as strings.
No, I'm just writing here the statement clearly.
The plus is not at some function.
No. By default, input function will take the input as string. This is the answer. That's why it concatenate, it merged to string, like 12 plus 34 means 12 means 1, 2, 3, 4. So it just represents like this one, string 1, 2, and then we have the string like this one. So it just represents like the 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So it just concatenate two different string rather than addition. So here what we are performing the concatenation operator. Okay. concatenation, not addition. Okay, so these are the words you have to keep in mind. So before solving this problem, what we need to do, we can update this program. Now, it is better idea to explore more part. Now, see what is the type of the x. So I can see type of the x. Now see this. Oh, so sorry. It's my mistake. Sorry. So it is a string. Actually, x holding the string value rather than the number value. Now you can see type y. So what does it? It also string holding the string value rather than the integer value. So to avoid such thing, what we need to do? I just doing the amendment over here. Then your answer will be correct. So here, that is we have the updated. Either better idea to I can use two options, use the int function over here, or I can transform this x over here. Then it's up to you. It's up to you. Okay. So now it will not concatenate. It will not concatenate, but it will do addition. Okay. So now I'm just changing. See, first number I'm taking 12 once again. 34 same value. Now 46 will come over here. Is it clear to all? Now, what is the type of the x? You can see. Now, yes, already string, but it is transformed from here function. Okay, so here transform. So after string convert into the integer, then 12 will come over here. Then y will convert in here. Then it will come into the 34 as a string. So it will transform into the integer form. So it will change into the. If you're putting over here, then another idea you can put like this one. You can put like this one. Then your answer will be correct. Rather than putting here. Then again I'm taking the 12, then I'm taking 34, then 46. If I run once again, then it will change over here. Because while taking, the x will be converted into the before addition, it will convert into the string to integer. This is the idea. Now same thing I can go for the y. Y. This is the part. Yes, please tell me.
Sorry to interrupt, sir, but I have another class.
Yes, yes, I know. So here just I need to know one thing.